So we are here at the Wella World studio. It's a bit of a romantic setting, Scott. Cheers, we're on the beach having our sundowners.
Ching ching, and a few cockatiels.
So, Scott, you are a seminar leader at Wella Studio, and you actually taught me for my Master Colour programme, so it's lovely to interview you.
Thank you.
So thank you for having us. He is also known as the International Sass Queen, by the way. Scott, you had me in stitches throughout my Master Colour programme, it was just amazing. But tell us a little bit about your role at Wella.
So at Wella, I am a seminar leader, so I look after predominantly the Master Colour programme here at London Studio. I do a lot of education with the internal team as well, so I kind of look after quite a lot of that here and teach near on everyone who comes through the studio.
Amazing.
So that's my main role here.
Wicked. I want to pick your brains about colour.
Fabulous.
Tell me why you think it's an exciting time to be a colourist.
I think exciting time to be a colourist at the moment is purely down to the innovations and technology we've got within the products. We can do so much more than we've ever been able to do in the past. And I think with education now becoming a lot more available to people, we're learning faster. So we're learning faster, even down to like research and development is learning and producing much faster. So we can move the times a lot quicker than we ever have.
Absolutely.
And if you look at trends are moving much quicker as well. Yeah. So we're changing very quickly, and I think as a colourist, it's an amazing time to get into colour itself.
And on the flip side, would you say that is quite a boring time to be a cutter?
To a degree. I think for me personally, I'm seeing from a lot of consumer trend we've seen over the last couple of years that people are wanting their hair longer. It's almost a little bit more tousled, a little bit softer, and I think as a cutter you're probably not doing that much radical change anymore. And even when we look at salon figures and things, colour is on the rise, so cutting maybe isn't as much of a focus at the moment. It's still a massive part of the day-to-day salon business, but it's all about colour.
And what made you want to get into education and teach at Wella?
So for me, working in the salon, I was predominantly a colourist. I trained as a colourist, done a lot of in-salon education in colour, and I loved passing that knowledge on. I think for me, the biggest thing was, one, learning myself, because I still love to learn a lot, and I absorb information quite quickly, but it's how I then pass that on to people. So seeing someone going from not understanding to moving forward to now having that same knowledge, and how it changes what they do, that's what I absolutely love, and that's why I came into education.
I'll tell you what, when I first started the Master Colour programme, I think it was about stage 2 when I actually realised, I got home one day and realised I had been colouring with my eyes shut. I might as well have been colouring with a blindfold.
Yeah.
Because I just did not understand the actual technology behind what we're doing every time we're doing it. And so it was really opened my eyes.
And I think one of the big things, now we've all been there, we've all worked in the salon, we've all done things, and even for myself, coming from a very established salon group to Wella Professionals, there was things I was doing where I'm like, that's all right, that's fine. To then learning about why certain things are happening, but almost we're trying to teach 100% technically correct to get the best result and the most from the product. And when you start to do that, as you said, it's like I've been colouring blindly for such a long time. And we see it massively from our customers throughout the programme, how their colour work is changing in our workshops and also in the salons.
I mean, it's so hard to keep up with, because even my stock room, I'm sure a lot of other salons are the same, I could not put any more shelves in there. I cannot physically fit an inch more shelves. There are so many products to learn, to understand, to use. Oh my God, it's a minefield, isn't it? Now, the next question is a tough one. What would you suggest are the best steps to take for that moment that you're in the salon and something goes wrong with colour and you just go, oh my God, and it's that sheer panic, whether it's the colour's sunken in places or it's lightened or you've got a band or something, or you're correcting colour. That horrible moment as a hairdresser is
that moment your heart sinks.
Horrendous.
Your heart sinks at the backwash. You're telling your client, we're just going to do deep cleansing shampoo with some bleach. And they're like, that's quite strong. But how to get around that moment. For me, I live by the saying, if in doubt, cleanse it out.
That's good, I like that. If in doubt, cleanse it out.
Exactly, and something as simple as, it doesn't have to always be a bleach cleanse. We've got many other products. So at Wella, we've got the Just back, remember it? Colour Renew. Yeah, so should we just give a second and go back into it?
Just go at Wella.
So at Wella we've got Colour Renew.
Yeah.
So it's a great product, it's vitamin C based, so it helps to reduce the colour molecule within the hair. So if you are in that moment of, what do I do? It's a really simple service. You can just take that colour off and start again. Something we focus a lot on the Master Colour program is thinking about your behavioural approach to a situation. So when we kind of get stressed out or sometimes getting a little bit of a fluster, we'd always say step away, so stop, think and breathe. A lot of people would think if they're a smoker, oh, I need to go for a fag, I need to have a fag and calm down.
Yeah,
but it's not actually having a cigarette, it's the breathing.
Yeah.
They've stepped out of the situation, they've had a breather, and all of a sudden they're like, I can handle it.
Yeah.
So for me, they are the two key things. Stop, think and breathe, and if in doubt, cleanse it out.
Yeah, it would be amazing just to have you in my back pocket as well.
Yeah.
Because even after the Master Colour program,
everyone says this, everyone says it, and it's, if I'm working in advisory as well, someone phones up, they're like, oh, Scott.
Even after the Master Colour program, you still cannot prepare yourself for, sometimes there's going to be situations where things go wrong.
Yeah.
And it could be history of the hair or whatever, but it is scary. But I must say, I have got better confidence. But I know that until I stop hairdressing in the very far future, I will always come across those scenarios. And that is why colouring is so different to cutting hair.
Yeah, I'll be deadly honest with you, even us as technicians for Wella, we are seen as the colour gurus almost. We have situations, we'll have a situation where you're like, what do we do? What should I do here? And that's why I love it as well, because you never stop learning. And you're always going to be stumped. But the idea around the programme is to almost give you the tools to break it down. What do I need to do? And make you more confident in dealing with every situation.
Yeah, absolutely. So with your knowledge and your experience, because I know that you obviously worked in a salon before you came here at Wella, what would you say has been the biggest changes in colouring hair at home, or the changes that you've noticed in your colour clients over the years?
I think for me, with home colouring has advanced dramatically. Like the rest of the industry, it's constantly advancing, constantly changing.
There's quite good products out there.
And finally, it's actually really quite good stuff.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing I've noticed is the products are more advanced, but the client's understanding isn't any more advanced as what it was, say, 10, 15 years ago. So what we're seeing now is, in actual fact, sometimes what we're having to remove now to what we used to have to remove is a lot more of a struggle.
Oh yeah.
So when people are using things like vibrant direct dyes and things like that, in actual fact, they can be very hard to remove. So I think for me, that's where I've seen the big change. But in effect, if clients are using these products, maybe it's an idea or time to think about how we can change what we're doing in the salons to accommodate these needs of our clients.
Yeah, absolutely. What is it about hair that gets you going? It doesn't have to be colour, it doesn't have to be this and that, but in your spare time, if you have a little bit, or even just a week away to think about researching this or understanding something a bit better, because you're at the colour guru stage, what is it now that you educate yourself on?
So for me, I'm going to be deadly honest with you, I'm a complete hair geek. For me, at the moment, it's really starting to understand what's going on behind hair. So understanding business in a lot more detail. Also understanding how we think about colour. I think this is a big one for me, and I know we were speaking a little while ago about actually that client relationship and the salon relationship and things like that, which is really, really interesting. In all fairness, I love to research. I actually look back on a lot of what we used to do to what we do now. So there's quite a lot of historical books on hair colour, even art and colour. And I read through a lot of that because it actually helps us a lot with what we do now. So I build a lot of my courses and seminars that we run here on some of this information.
Funny you say that, because when I do any competition work or coach any of my salon team members in competition work, when you look at certain pictures and your colour palette is quite vibrant or light or warm, you do actually feel a different emotion when you're judging the pictures. It's true, isn't it? And so that is really something to think about. So it is really interesting that different colour palettes can actually strike different emotions in you.
Massively, and it's how it makes you feel and what energy it brings to you. Really, really interesting.
If only we could bottle that colour and give it to every client.
Yes,
Life would be so much easier.
Yeah, as a treatment.
Yes. But yeah, it's been so great chatting to you. Thank you so much, and also thank you for helping us with the experiments which we have got, and we've got bite-sized videos to show you guys. Thank you so much for chatting to us today, and we will see you in a bit.
Fabulous, thank you very much.